Things have gone from bad to worse for Bill Belichick, according to Andrew Jones of 247sports.com, an outlet owned by CBS. He writes, there are potential exit strategy discussions which occurred this morning at North Carolina. This comes on the heels of a report that an assistant coach was reportedly suspended for providing extra benefits to player families and that players were selling free tickets they had received for games. Jones reports, citing an unnamed source, that there were, quote, many other violations that have occurred, many on the recruiting front. And then The Guardian's Ali Connolly reports that Bill Belichick has discussed buyout options with UNC's hierarchy and he has a willingness to trigger his own $1 million buyout if he can find a soft landing with another team. One assistant, by the way, said, what we've done to these kids is bleeped up. Time now for Carrying the Load, brought to us by the Chevy Silverado. It's been a no-good, terrible year for Bill on both off and on the field at UNC. It's been there less than a year. This team's 2-3. Worst start against Power 4 competition since 1888. 94 points scored through their first 5 games is the worst since 06. Off the field, that assistant coach has reportedly been suspended. They had a docuseries with Hulu canceled. And a report yesterday said that UNC football is an unstructured mess with a divided locker room. Other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how was the play? It is an absolute abject disaster. Kayla, would you be surprised if Bill Belichick is fired? They have a bye week this week. They play Cal Friday, October 17th. Would you be surprised if he's no longer the head coach by that game?
No, I wouldn't be surprised. And it's sad. I don't know if it's sad. I think to me it is kind of sad because you think of the number of years that he has coached in the NFL, and he may not even make it out of his first year in coaching college football. To answer your question, I would not be surprised. This thing is going down, and it's going down fast, and he's the man in charge, and you're responsible for that. Now, how expensive it'll be when it comes to firing him or not going through this contract, I think that's really the holdup here, or maybe why they haven't made that move, or maybe why they won't make that move. But, you know, I'm looking at the entirety of where this program is headed. Kids are selling tickets. Like, it's probably already cheap and no one's buying them. So it's just going down. And as leaders of UNC, the administrative leaders, everyone involved, they have to do something because now you're losing your fan base and it's a problem.
If the stuff that's been reported is accurate, some of the things in there are so damning. The way he has treated the kids. In fact, he gets hired and no one meets him for weeks. The parents don't talk to Bill, don't meet with Bill, like doesn't text, no answering, that sort of stuff. It's just like, this has been about Bill all along. It continues to be about Bill. The ego has run so far off, and there's no getting it back now. And it's a shame what's happened to the program there. Mac Brown is probably sitting there, the previous coach, going, oh, you guys thought the 9 wins wasn't good enough? Mac Brown looks like a saint compared to what Bill's done with all his cronies that he's brought in there. Michael Lombardi, like snake oil salesman, you're getting what you paid for.
Yeah, it feels like it's a fade out completely. It feels like it's a money question now. Like some of the latest reporting today, again, if it's accurate, it feels like, okay, can we knock down the buyout? Does it have to be the full $20 million? The equation that the North Carolina higher-ups have to figure out is it worth continually taking this hit to our reputation and to our program, potentially for the long term? Is that worth $20 million, which is what his buyout is? And my guess is they would say, yes, like, let's just pay the money and cut ties.
Well, you just know that there's some benefactor who's worth $1 billion. Be like,
right,
dude, just write the $20 million and we'll
find it. Although the more you read, the more it sounds like these recruiting violations that apparently are running pretty rampant. This is what a lot of schools use to knock down that buyout clause. So they may be able to not have to pay him the $20 million. I do wonder.
Makes it even easier.
It makes it even easier to let him go. What I find interesting about all of this is Bill Belichick saying, well, I'll agree to my $1 million buyout if I have a soft landing, whether it's with another team or in the media. Does another team have any interest? And does media? Like, what a disaster this has been. And do you want Jordan? If you now it's different. Now, if you're part of the media, you have Jordan Hudson coming there like
it's Jordan.
It's in the back mingling with everything. Yeah. Do people want that? I don't know that they do.
Urban Meyer got another TV job. So
did he have Jordan Hudson at every turn?
But he was hanging out with some whatever at a bar, like whatever. Like they'll overlook that and they'll just throw Bill Belichick out there, prop that up, and that's that. To me, the idea of another team is insane. And what have you been watching? Because since 2018-19, when you won the Super Bowl over the Rams, what has Bill done in his tenure? The 1 year that they made the playoffs, they spent the most money, I think, in free agency history, or second most at the time, and they won 10 games and got bounced badly in the playoffs. And then he ran this program into the ground as well and set the next guy up to fail, and it's taken another guy to get him out. So it's a debacle.
Yeah, I'm just curious, what does a soft landing mean? There's no media job, I don't think. It's going to pay him $20 million. There's nothing that's going to come close to what he's making at North Carolina. There's no NFL team that's going to pick him up as a consultant and pay him some ungodly sum of money, I don't think. I don't know. Kyle Shanahan apparently was interested in bringing him on and maybe making him defensive coordinator. That was a couple years ago now. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that kind of offer would still be there, especially mid-season. So I don't know what a soft landing means. It feels like if this ends up ending soon, is going to try to somehow save face, and I'm just not sure that's a possibility.
Kayla, you said you feel kind of bad for him.
I'm that girl.
But do you think... But do you think there are Patriots fans out there who look at Bill Belichick and do feel bad that this is how it's ending because of what he did for this franchise?
Yes, because of what he and Tom Brady and a collective team did for New England. So, yeah, I feel like there are the diehard Patriots fans who appreciated, even though Bill Belichick was Bill Belichick, here he's the same Bill Belichick as he was with the Patriots in New England as he is to UNC. So, yeah, I just think the heart of the fan base will feel bad for the kind of coach that he's been, at least in New England. But the not so bad feeling part is you did it to yourself. Like, you decided to take on this job. You decided to prove and not hang up the cleats. You wanted to show the world that you can coach and develop young talent. You can go coach at college. And the way he's doing it, this is where I grapple with this, because not allowing Patriot scouts to come in, not helping these kids, having Drake May playing the way he's been playing, but not having him recognized at UNC because you don't want any affiliation with the Patriots. It's just the way he's going about it makes me think the people who feel badly for you are not really going to feel that badly for you anymore.
Mike, karma, or you feel kind of bad for him?
I don't feel bad for him. I mean, because, again, it comes down to the ego thing. And, like, we dealt with the ego for 20 years. And when you would criticize him when they were winning, the fans were like, you can't criticize him. They got Super Bowls. Think about all the Super Bowls. And then even as it started to decline, there were plenty of people that didn't want you to criticize. And you're just like, I'm just telling the truth about your football team and the way this coach is leading them. They didn't want to hear it. And now, like, do you understand what happened the last few years? Do you understand why he went away from Tom Brady when because he just didn't want to pay him? He didn't want the credit that he was getting. He didn't want the ego involved because it was him. I did all of this and I can win. I can, the famous quote in the Steph Wickersham story, give me a middle of the road quarterback. And it wasn't attributed to him, but give us a middle of the road quarterback and we're going to make the playoffs. Well, how'd that
work out for you?
Yeah, I don't think you should feel badly for him. He's making a lot of money, and he has not been treated poorly at North Carolina. I mean, they gave him what he needed in terms of the ability to pay players at a really high level, at a level that most colleges are not right now. And so, I don't feel badly for him. I do think in terms of his legacy, Trenni, like, Patriots fans will always view him as the greatest NFL coach of all time, period. Even at the Brady jersey retirement ceremony, he got the biggest pop of anybody there not named Tom Brady. And that was after he let Tom Brady walk and after a lot of bad football here in New England. So, like, his legacy locally is secure. I guess I'm a little curious as to how the rest of the country
That's the thing. I think you always love your own, right? Even when they make mistakes, Mike. But I do feel like his legacy already on a national level is taking a major hit. Like, what will you remember? Of course, you'll always remember the 6 Super Bowls. You'll always remember. But I think he will be tied more closely now to Tom Brady. I think more people will say, well, yeah, he won 6 Super Bowls, but he wasn't able to do anything without Tom Brady.
The recency bias thing, right? Like, what have you seen over the last 5 or 6 years? And then for this to flame out as badly as it has in college. And some of I just going back to this, thinking about some of the stories that were written about Belichick and what's gone on there. Like, there are people in that building. There are people in the football offices that are clearly being like, hey, we ain't doing this the right way. Like, Maybe the NCAA should come investigate. Maybe you here, the higher-ups should come and take a look at what we're doing here. Like, he's alienated some of the very people that are in his building. So, again, it just tells you, like, how far it's gone, how far it's spiraled out of control for him.
Yeah, I've said this a number of times, but the people I feel the most for are the kids. Because they're just 18 to 22-year-old kids who went there and thought they were going to play for and learn from a legend. And instead, it has turned into a complete disaster.